Hello, hello, Aquarius, and welcome to Stars with Stasi. This is your weekly reading for April 7th through April 13th, or whenever you come across this message, it's meant for you. I've already shuffled your cards and meditated on this week's message, so we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Now, the solar eclipse in Aries is happening on the 8th of April, and that's going to govern the energy of this reading for you this week. So things to think about. That's happening in your third house of communication and your intellectual pursuits. And I feel strongly that for many of you, this is going to play out in terms of like a change in your self-esteem, in terms of trying something different. So we're going to get into that. Let's see. I've got number 56, the wall, obstacles. So number 56 reduces to the number 11, and 11 is a master number. It's a very spiritual number too, and I always see the number 11 as like a gateway, a portal, right? Think of the Four of Wands. It's like a portal to freedom, a gateway to another chapter. I've got trader, exchange energy to create abundance. This could be an energy where you are needing to figure out an alternative way to get what it is that you want done, right? It's almost like being resourceful. And then I've got the thief, seizing the moment and selfishness. So seizing the moment and selfishness. There might be this pull for you this week to actually think about yourself for starters, right? So not generally Aquarian energy. You guys are always thinking about the greater good, but this week is going to pull you towards being selfish a bit. I have this energy coming through of like hesitation in doing something differently. So maybe you are a person that is a teacher or a writer or a community leader or something where your spoken word is how you generally communicate, or maybe you're a writer. I'm just getting this energy of like having to change your methods and being uncomfortable. So for example, let's just say that your medium generally is written word. And now you're being called to do podcasting, or you're being called to be on camera, and that's uncomfortable for you. There's a reason why that goes well back. And that's what I'm hearing. Like this is a childhood wound, right? There's something that's, all right, Ace of Pentacles comes through with the Nine of Cups. So that's good. So there's this energy coming through of like healing a past story, a past barrier. The Lover's card, Gemini energy. So that's a major arcana coming through. It's the number 6. And with the Nine of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Lover's card, I feel like you're going to have to make some choices here in order to generate some abundance your way, right? Because the universe is changing. And so platforms are changing. The way to engage with people is changing. And so what you did in the past has got to transform to meet the future needs. Let's see. I'm going to clarify all these cards as well, but there definitely is here this need to make a choice. So I'm going to take these because they came out together and I need 3. So I've got the Emperor, the 6 of Wands, and the 5 of Cups. I feel like you're building something, right? I mean, I think we all are. We're in that Aries energy. We've got the Aries solar eclipse giving us the drive, the desire, and it's a fated event, right? So whatever it is that you've been working towards, there is this pivoting, I feel. There is this need to rethink it. So example, let's say you've been working on something since last year, right? The last eclipse, right? So October. And or even a year ago, even better. Let's go back an entire year. So whatever you were working on then, maybe you started a project, maybe you started a series of classes or books or something in the creative front. Like I said, now things have changed, things are pivoting, and you have to rethink how you're going to express your vision is the best way I can put it. And the Emperor suggests that there is going to be longevity to your vision, like it's going to stick, and you're going to be very successful with the 6 of Wands coming through. But the 5 of Cups suggests, again, that you're maybe lamenting over something being not the way it used to be, right? Things are becoming difficult in the sense of maybe I'm hearing like technological challenges. And listen, I empathize with you, Aquarius, because of all days, today, this is being recorded on April 1st, the first day of the retrograde. And I've been doing an office and a studio upgrade this entire week. Well, sure enough, I've been very intimidated by using all of this equipment, and it wasn't the easiest thing. But I had to make changes. And I feel like that's what's happening with you. It's like you come up against some hiccups, or maybe you have like a sour taste in your mouth about technology, right? But you see that technology isn't replacing people. It's people that use technology that's replacing people. So I think that understanding really has hit home in the last couple of weeks. And so it's about this energy of pivoting your communication style on a professional level. Now, in terms of your personal relationships, let's see. I've got the Ace of Wands, Three of Pentacles, and the Chariot card. So Ace of Wands, there's a lot of enthusiasm here, a lot of drive and desire to do the thing, right? Whatever it is that is for you. Three of Pentacles shows up along with the Chariot card. Three of Pentacles indicates that this is going to be something that you do with other people. There's a collaboration happening, right? There's a creation taking place where you're able to express yourself. But I feel that there might be some creative differences looming ahead for you. So I'm going to clarify these cards. I just saw the High Priestess card as well. So I want to just clarify a couple of things because this is happening quite often. During the eclipse, when I go to clarify something, if I'm seeing the Seven of Cups, the High Priestess card, or the Moon card, that is indicative that whatever I'm hitting on, that's what your fated event is, and that portion of your experience is being concealed from the reading. So I'll do the best I can to see if I can't determine what the crossroads is, but there is a new chapter here unfolding for you, but it is going to cause you to pivot. You're going to have to change it. And this is coming through. Let's say you were studying something, right? Like you've been in school for, what feels like an eternity. And then all of the sudden you learn something different, or you come upon information that changes your perspective on what you've been focused on for so long. So there's like a pivoting there. It could very well be that after all these years, that's what I'm hearing, after all these years, you pivot your messaging or your understanding of maybe, well, I've got the Chariot card, so it could be your spiritual understanding. Let's see. Let's clarify the Nine of Cups for Aquarius, please. Nine of Cups is being clarified by the Sun card, the brightest star in our skies. So that tells me that there's a lot of happiness ahead for you. There's brighter days ahead for you. I'm hearing that you're going to get all the attention. So I don't know what all the attention is about, but you're going to get it. You're going to get it, Aquarius, all the attention. I feel like things are going to work out for you. I had this also happening for Libra. When the sun came out, it came out with the Strength card and another card that was indicative of things turning around and being completely different by August. So with this Ace of Pentacles, let's keep going. What do we have here? I'm taking it. Ace of Pentacles, again, at the bottom of the deck. So, Aquarius, I love this for you. A pivot, just a slight change in whatever it is that you're doing. Spirit's doubling down on your abundance here. This is a new beginning. You guys could be moving. Hey, another thing, that third house, right? That could be about siblings and neighbors as well. So check it out. You could be having an experience where, I don't know, maybe you have a miscommunication or you need to have a conversation with a neighbor. It could be something as simple as, hey, I'm going to plant whatever flowers here and you always let your dog out without a leash. Can we take care of that, please? Because these are poisonous plants. I don't know. Or, you have this situation of things just starting to present themselves to you. And it's like that hesitation comes through. Give me 1 second. I'm getting a lot of hesitation as I'm looking at this. Like it's almost like you have all systems go, right? Everything is pushing you to go forward. And then there's this hesitation from Aquarius. I'm getting this like, oh, I don't know if I should. And I feel like that's that thing you have to revisit from the past. It's almost like Eight of Swords, like you're in your head about exploring something different. It's like overwhelming for you, but it's going to lead you to great success, like changing and pivoting. Knight of Swords. So let me see here. Let's go here. Knight of Swords are all about swift and decisive action, right? And that's going to be based on like a clear understanding of a situation. So once you understand whatever it is that's tripping you up, if it's technology, if it's the path ahead in school, if it's, the reason why XYZ is happening, like once you have some clarification, it's like all systems go. And I spoke it into existence. Remember, I said earlier that Libra had the Strength card show up in addition to the Sun card. That's what I'm seeing here for you as well. So the Sun card shows up along with the Strength card, which to me tells me that you're going to have a something pivotal is going to take place between now and August. And I keep seeing that same thing for the collective. So this must be part of the thing that's being concealed, a fated event, probably global, right? That's going to affect us all, and putting us in this position of like having to face our fears and finally figure out how to build our own empires. So take this how it resonates. But for a long time, I've been getting this premonition that globally, all things are going to come to light, right? And as a result, I think people are going to really start to see their ability to create is like no other. And their ability to generate income and multiple paths of income is how it's multiple streams of income. And I feel like there's this lightening of the collective coming once we have autonomy back. It's almost like we get our power back this year, right? And by August, things are very, very clear. And so unfortunately, the messages are a little bit staticky, right? Because it is eclipse season and we are in a retrograde. So Six of Wands is being clarified by the Knight of Cups or the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is emotionally mature. They balance their needs against the needs of others, which is something I feel, Aquarius, that oftentimes comes out of balance for you. As a fixed sign and as your goal always being the greater good, there are times that, you take a back seat. And so when we go back to this card, I'm being guided to seizing the moment in selfishness. When I'm seeing this together with the rest of the cards, like the Sun card and the Strength card and the double aces, it's like once you face your fears, once you get over that hump of like doing something different, going against the grain, like going against your own grain, right? You always go against the grain, but maybe you have certain like lines in the sand that you draw. Like, I will never use XYZ technology, or I will never go to this place, or I'll never talk to so-and-so. It's like everything changes this week. You see things differently. And it's going to lead you to success because you want to do it, right? Ultimately, what you want to do is you want to have good communication with other people. You want to get your message across. You want to be impactful, and you want to have longevity in your relationships and in your business, right? Like what you do, your vision, you want that to be not only creative, but clear. And I feel like once you step into that understanding of the tools that you have available to you and the opportunities that are available to you, it's like it all happens at once. So let's clarify this Five of Cups, please. So the Tower card, I saw it earlier, and I'm going to take it because now it came out with the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups can be like a turnaround, right? It could be something from the past, right? Technically, it could be like a situation, a friendship, revisiting something from the past. And I have it with the Five of Cups. So technically, the way this presents is that your mind is stuck in a past paradigm. I don't even think that it's a person. I mean, it could be. it doesn't really present that way, but for some of you, this might be a person. I mean, that's not so far-fetched, especially during a retrograde. You might be having a situation where you hear from somebody. But more so, what I'm picking up for you, Aquarius, is that this is something coming full circle, and it's not in the way you had intended. And, it's almost like you're lamenting the days of old and having to step into this new way of life is both exciting and exhausting. This King of Cups is also coming through, not just about you being able to balance your needs against the needs of others, but you may have someone in your inner circle or someone that you're going to come in contact with, like who is either also going through a similar situation about having to pivot, right? Or it could be that, this does come through as someone wanting to help you, right? Let's see. The Chariot card comes through again. That would be the second time. Give me 1 second. Let's keep going. Can you tell me more about this Tower card with the 6 of Cups and the 5 of Cups, please? The Emperor card comes out again. So this is the second time. So really the Emperor, right, is all about vision, longevity, building the thing, getting it done. And both times that the Emperor comes up, one, it's being clarified by the Strength card. So there's some things that you have to face about yourself in order to build the vision that you have. And then it comes up again as the clarifier for the 5 of Cups, the Tower card, the 6 of Cups, and again, the Emperor. So with it happening and having in your central position the 6 of Wands and the King of Cups, that really just tells me that there's great success here once you master this energy, right? Because I think number 11 was the very first thing that came up, right? Master number 11, creation. So you're definitely working on something, and it's going to grow legs. You're going to have to pivot. It's going to be very successful, but it's going to challenge you in places, in areas of your life that maybe you didn't even know you had to deal with. So again, I'm hearing things like stage fright or being afraid to use a new method. I don't know. Hanged Man shows up, and this is like looking at it differently, and that's coming through with the Ace of Wands. So there's a lot of enthusiasm to pursue something. There's a lot of creation here. And this is like a power of action, like moving forward, taking action. But you have to look at it differently. The Hanged Man. It just keeps coming through, like whatever you've been working on for 6 months, a year, it's like you've come to this point in your project, or you've come to this point in your studies or in your pursuits, that now it's like after all this blood, sweat, and tears has been put into a path, put into whatever it is that you're doing, there's this pivot that causes you pause because you're like, now I've got to do it this way. I didn't want to. I didn't plan for this. But it changes the trajectory of your life. Like learning this new skill really changes things for you, and you start to develop a place of ease. 3 of Pentacles comes through with the Justice card, and then we've got the 10 of Wands coming through for the Chariot card. So, all right. I think with this 3 of Pentacles and the Justice card coming through, that's fascinating. So the Justice card is Libra energy. But in addition to being Libra energy, with this 3 of Pentacles, I feel like this is a collaboration and working with a fresh set of eyes, working with someone who has a different skill set than you do. So let's go back to that King of Cups that I originally saw. The King of Cups, because I had a hard time getting my words out. Again, recorded on the first day of the retrograde. Forgive me, Aquarius. I'm doing the best I can. So with this King of Cups and the 6 of Wands coming through, I feel like you might find yourself in this energy of a mentor. And that's what I was trying to say earlier. You might even be dealing with an Aries, oddly enough, because they show up so often in your reading. But this is someone else who has something in common with you. And whether you know them or not already, I'm not sure. But I think that you might, based on this energy feels familiar, to be honest. So I feel like you find answers by working with other people who can help balance out, I guess, this anxiety and this like these limiting beliefs that you have. I'm not sure. It's almost like I keep seeing stage fright. So I'm not sure, Aquarius, if there is something happening for you where you're considering like putting yourself out there, whatever that looks like for you. And out there is going to be very profitable, right? You just have to, I guess, get comfortable in your new path forward, because I have the Chariot card coming through with the 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands suggests overburden, being overwhelmed, things, just dragging you down. The Chariot card suggests things are happening really, really quickly. So it could just be that it's because these are very opposite energies. One's full speed ahead and one is like overloaded. So I'm going to pull up a shadow card for you, because the way it's coming through is just, how should I say it? After this week, whatever's been blocking you will no longer be there. It's like the end of it. It's almost like this overnight aha moment. So building all the way up to this week, that you've had a lot of ideas. There's been some, I don't know, I would say crossroads, blockages, where you are just at the brink of birthing whatever creation you've been working on. And then boom, something happens and it's like you have to pivot. So again, you have to change modalities. So if you were a writer, now you've got to be on camera. Now you've got to do things podcasting, or you were going to teach something, or you were going to send someone a letter. And now it's like, okay, I'm going to pivot and I'm going to do it differently. That's the best thing I can tell you, Aquarius. There's a lot of pivoting here, and it's going to actually be to your betterment, right? So I've got number 18, Naked Before the Stars. Talk about stage fright. So being naked before the stars. You're going to be called to be super vulnerable this week. You're going to have to put it all out there and get real with yourself about what's stopping you from stepping into the limelight. What's stopping you from leaving XYZ behind and moving all the way forward and leaning into every part of what you're supposed to be doing, right? So 18 reduces to 9. 9 is Virgo energy, the Hermit card. Like I feel like when I see that, I feel like there's this need for you to let that light within guide you one step at a time, and just lean into the idea that, yes, things have changed. And yes, you have to pivot, but you're going to reach more people. Your message will be broader, right? And you can do more in less time. So, all right. So let's look again. Let's look at the empath card here for Aquarius. That flew out. Loving the self on all levels. So this is confirmation that there is this period of rebuilding yourself and your self-esteem. This is feeling like a really deep wound, Aquarius, like something from way back in the day. So maybe there's a childhood wound here to explore where, perhaps you were mocked during public speaking, or, and that's how it's coming through, or you don't feel comfortable on camera, or maybe you're being called to be with people and generally you like to work behind the camera. So it's just whatever it is that normally like works for you. Now it's this pivoting and doing it differently. And it's really for your benefit, like I said, because it's going to allow you to express yourself in a more authentic nature. Also, I have to say, this just came through. Some of you, let's go back to that neighbor situation. I don't know why, but let's go back to that neighbor situation. If you find yourself having a tough conversation with a neighbor or someone like a close coworker, right? Take pause, because I feel like this month could bring about misunderstandings and you might not get your message across the way you'd like. So just take pause. That's the best thing I can say. What's going to happen is going to happen. But, remember, as I always say, we're all stars from the sky with feet on the ground, doing the best we can. So be kind to yourselves and each other. We are all having to give ourselves compassion and each other's compassion for the times ahead, because this is a really intense, pivotal changing of the guards is how I feel. So loving the self on all levels, that's going to be how to get through this transitional week the best way you can. Think back to a time where maybe you didn't feel accepted or loved, or you didn't feel understood. How can you see that time differently so that now you can use those lessons to help propel you, your message, and your strength forward, right? How is it that you can use the energy that the universe has in store for all of us to your benefit? That's what's going to be available to you this week, Aquarius. So thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Please take a moment to share, like, and subscribe. Drop some comments. I do respond to each and every one of you myself. If you're looking to book a personal reading, please head over to my website at starswithstasi.com and look at all of the services I have to offer, because I would love to work with you. And until next week, Aquarius, may the magic that we weave and the words that we speak bring healing to all those who seek it. See you next week and shine brightly.